Hello and welcome back to Budget Bargains and BS. I'm Gemma and today's video is all about this time next year. So it's sort of just about setting goals for 2023. What we're going to do is we're going to write them down on here, pop them into this envelope, pop it into my safe, and then we're going to come back at the exact same time, 1st of December next year, and we're going to see if we have hit those goals. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. So of course we're going to start by popping the date at the top, and it is the 1st of December today. So close to Christmas. Okay, so in terms of goals, I want to keep it quite simple and just keep to 4. And I'm also going to make the goals, I'm going to make one that's kind of extreme, but the other 3 are going to be very sort of reasonable, because there's no point in setting something that's just unachievable. So the first goal I'm going to set is to be debt free, but also to stay debt free. Let me just finish writing that. I can't do 2 things at once. So I am very, very close, or I feel very, very close to becoming debt-free. But the main point of it is that I can then continue that and keep out of debt. It is something that I think I will struggle with, because, you know, when an emergency arises, the first thing my brain thinks to do is, right, it's okay, we've got the credit card. And it's not really a good thing to do. I don't want to be relying on credit cards as an emergency backup. So yeah, debt free and to stay debt free. Now, I honestly think that staying debt free will be a lot harder than getting debt free, in my personal opinion. Because there's just that temptation, there's the bad habits start to creep back in, and one thing and another. And, you know, over this past, what has it been, since March, so let's say like 9-10 months, I have dipped into that debt again, when it was for the holiday in June. I think, I can't remember how much I added, but it was between about £900 to £1,000 worth added to my debt back in June. And granted, you know, we've managed to sort of stabilise that and, you know, get more cleared off, but still, I don't want that to happen next year. So yeah, that is my priority. I'm not 100% sure where my debt is currently at right now. I haven't done a update recently. But I'm thinking it's about £1,000. Yeah, I haven't double checked that, but it's about £1,000, and we started off with 6,300. So I'm pretty happy with that and where we're at right now. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, January and potentially into February next year, that is when the debt should be cleared, and then we've just got the rest of the year to just keep out of debt. So I do think when it comes to goals, it's not only deciding the goal, but planning and preparing. So obviously my plan is January, possibly into February, I'm going to be paying that debt off. That should then clear it, just by making the payments that I'm making right now. It should just clear off anyway. Then come February, my plan of action to avoid getting back into debt is obviously create an emergency fund, which I've already started now. Now, me and emergency funds don't get on very well. I don't know what it is. I just seem to find any excuse to use that money, and it's not necessarily for an emergency. So yeah, I need to work on that. But creating an emergency fund, and also just trying to be a bit more prepared. rather than leaving everything to the last second. Really focus on what's happening now, but also what's happening next. So if I've got an event coming up, something going on, I'm prepared for that in advance, and that's why I won't need to, dip into the credit cards or dip into the overdraft or anything like that, because I'll have planned in advance. So yeah, that is goal number 1. Goal 2 then is to create an emergency fund and to keep it. Because like I just said, it's just not been one of them things that's worked for me. I don't know what it is. I'm completely honest on here, and I will hold my hands up and say I am not the person with the best what's the word? What is the word? I forgot. Oh, like, I can easily be persuaded into something. What's that word now? Oh, that's going to bug my life. Willpower. That's I could not think that. I don't have the best willpower. I get easily sort of, drifted back into those bad habits. And that's when things like emergency fund, I think, oh, it's all right, I'll just dip into that. It's not a problem. So yeah, my willpower is not the best. And I'm completely honest about it. And yeah, unfortunately, emergency fund is sort of the first thing that I end up dipping into. So how am I going to... So first of all, actually, what should my emergency fund be? Now, I know a lot of people say that they want it to be a month's bills. And I don't really know what personally would... I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking between 1,000 to 2,000. I'm not 100%. Obviously, I think the first goal will be 1,000, and then we'll just keep adding a little bit here and there. Now, one of the ways in which I'm going to sort of hopefully get this emergency fund and do it in a way that prevents me from spending it is by doing smaller challenges. So currently we are doing Reach for the Stars. Obviously we've done, well, that's for week 2. We've done week 1, and then obviously the rest, it all adds up to £100. And my plan is, if I can do, let's say, 5 or 6 of these smaller challenges, it might keep that determination a little bit. I know some people might say, oh, put it into an online banking, that might stop you from spending. Actually, that makes it worse. That makes it worse for me, because it's easy just to transfer back. So yeah, just keeping accountable. And yeah, so yeah, that is my goal number 2. And I think that's pretty reasonable. Both of these right now are pretty reasonable goals. So goal number 3 is to complete the 52-week savings challenge. So if you watch my 23, I can't speak. If you watch my 2023 prep video where I showed my binders and my savings challenges, you'll know that I'm putting my 52-week savings challenge into the jar so that we can smash it next year. Yeah, that is my goal 3. Again, I did start the 52-week challenge at one point, and then I gave up halfway through. And I do find that I think it's because it's a big challenge that takes forever. Obviously, it takes the entire year. So that's probably why I gave in. But yeah, that is our goal number 3. And then the very last goal is going to be something just a little bit crazy, a little bit... might happen. I don't know. It's one of them that it could happen if I really set my mind to it, but it also might not. So bear with, let me write it down first. Okay. I would love to go to New York. And I would really like to surprise my husband next year with a trip to New York. He really wants to go. We've always said that we would like to go to America, and in particular New York. Now, when we looked, I think we looked at the beginning of this year, and when we looked at the prices of New York, we thought, crikey, that is expensive. It's just on another level. And then, like, I was thinking about not only the flights and the accommodation, but the actual cost of being there. And then I thought, well, why don't we look at somewhere a bit cheaper? And there are other areas of America that you can go to that are obviously cheaper than New York. But I think we kind of got our hearts set on New York. We really wanted to go for our honeymoon a few years ago, but finances, it just wasn't possible then. And so, yeah, I just really want to go. Both of our birthdays are in November. Now, this year we went to Paris. It was a lovely weekend away, nice, quick, and it wasn't too expensive for us because we had a voucher to use. But it would be nice if I could surprise my husband with the trip to New York for his birthday next year. And I think I want to focus on, what's it called? Oh, I'm lost with my words today. What's it called now? Oh my goodness. Side hustle, that's it. Sorry if you can hear the aeroplane that's hovering right over my oh no, it's a helicopter, sorry, over my house right now. Anyway, so yeah, I think I want to try and just use side hustle money to get that trip to New York. That's my plan in my head, because everything else, so the becoming debt free, emergency fund, and 52-week challenge, that's already part of my budget. I've already looked into my budget next year, and those 3 things can fit into that budget perfectly. But unfortunately, goal number 4 is definitely going to be a big cost. Just off the top of my head, I'm probably going to say like 5,000, which is a lot, because it's, I'd say we didn't see a single, package for less than 1,500 per person. So like, let's say it was 1,500 for flights and accommodation per person. That's 3,000. Then obviously spending money whilst we're there. So yeah, we're looking at about £5,000, and it's just a lot of money to try and save up in 1 year. And that's why I've said it's kind of like it's kind of an out there goal. I know there's people that probably set much bigger goals than that, but that is quite a stretch for me. Anyway, we're going to try it. We're going to try and use side hustle money only. So for me, that would be Atapol, Shopix. You can get money sent to PayPal on that. I'm having a bit of trouble with it though. It keeps telling me to verify my email address, and then when I click on the link to verify, it just doesn't do anything. So I'm having to contact them about that, because I have got a little bit of money on there waiting. So yeah, Atapol, Shopix, Vinted if there's anything to sell. Overtime, I always count my personal overtime as side hustle because I don't have to do it, and it's just a little bit extra. So yeah, overtime is a good one for that. And I think that's it. Now, I know I'm very, very, very close to my 1,000 subscribers, which honestly, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. It is truly amazing. So yeah, I'm not too far away from that. And then I know you don't earn like a lot of money from YouTube, but every penny counts, right? So if, let's say, fingers crossed, I manage to get to 1,000 subscribers, let's say by, I don't know, March next year, then there's a couple of months where I might be able to make just a tiny bit of money to go towards that goal. So we'll see how that goes, but that is my goal set out for next year. We're going to pop it into this envelope, and like I said, we're going to just pop them into the safe and just completely forget about it, and then I'll make a video at the same time next year, and we'll see if we've managed it. We will see. Just pop on the front. So that is that done. If you guys have got any goals for 2023, pop them in the comment section below. And yeah, let me know what you're going to do to try and achieve that goal as well. The sheet that I've popped into here is available to download from my, what's it called? Linktree on my Instagram bio if you do want to print out the sheet, or just use any sort of scrap paper or something to get it noted down. And yeah, fingers crossed, we'll come back to this and we will have managed to complete them all, but we will see. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.